laughing.
Oh, gosh.
Not a big laugh today. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Not a big laugh, but a laugh anyway, because old Roger likes to laugh. Hey, welcome to Thursday Throwback Theatre. This one is kind of a special. This holds a special place in my heart. I must have seen this on television when I was very, very young. Makes a perfect sense, being that it came out in 1941. I'm just worried that my there's a cord or a strap. I don't want it to be in the thing. Anyway, I must have saw this at a very, very young age and fell in love with it, no doubt, because I recently posted a little message on Facebook saying that this is possibly my favorite animated film of all time. I do love The Jungle Book, Disney's Jungle Book. Gosh, I love that movie to death. But that's kind of like a modern, even though I saw that as a kid, that's one that become popular and famous and has been remade, and I can't wait to see the new one in 3D. But Hoppity Goes to Town, as I knew it, it was originally apparently called Mr. Bug Goes to Town. I don't know where I saw it. It must have been on television some afternoon or something. And I watched it and fell in love with it when I was like 5 or 6 years old. And it has always stayed in my mind. The animation, the music, the characters, the jokes, even though I was probably not getting all that at a young age, but it stuck with me. And then it wasn't until probably in the 70s, I think it made its rounds at some of the theaters, the neighborhood theaters, and I remember going with a friend to see this and totally enjoying it. And I just had to talk about it today. I had a copy of this. I downloaded this. I got a copy of this years ago, and it's a pretty damn great copy. It's like VHS. No, it's like DVD quality. I don't know where it's from. It's in English. There's no subtitles or anything. And from what I understand, it's cut. There's an Asian quote that's said in the original that I have yet to come across yet, so I don't think it's in here. So it must have been cut. Anyway, I love this frickin' movie, Hoppity Goes to Town. I just felt like watching it again. I was feeling very nostalgic. Of course, lately I've been kind of down and wanting to just see stuff that makes me happy. And it was really great to watch this. Anyway, so it's about a grasshopper who has been away from this area where all these bugs live. You know, you've seen like Warner Brothers cartoons where there are, cartoons basically on Warner Brothers or Walter Lantz or even, well, this is Max Fleischer. Those little cartoons that took place in like a garden, like the Warner Brothers cartoons where the ants are invading the picnic type of thing. And there are all these bugs living in I believe it's called the lowland. And there's a grasshopper that everybody loves called Hoppity. And he's been away and he comes back and he's in love with this girl that's a daughter of Mr. Bumble. I believe she's a bumblebee. And Mr. Bumble is the father. and he's in love with her, and they're planning to get married and make their life perfect. And there is an evil character called Mr. Beetle, and he's got his two henchmen, SWAT and Smack, I think it's called, Smack and SWAT, which is a mosquito and a fly, and they're always trying to foil their plans because Mr. Beetle actually wants to marry Honey, which is Mr. I'm not making this up. Honey, which is Mr. Bumble's daughter. And they kidnapped Hoppity and they mail him in a letter away, and he's stuck in an envelope. It's just crazy. But it's all about Hoppity trying to, or Mr. Bug, trying to find a new home for all the bugs in this lowland neighborhood because the fence has broken down through time. It's gotten old, and the humans, the human ones, as they're called, have come through as a shortcut, and they walk over and they destroy, and they're smoking cigars and they're dropping their cigars and burning down these bugs' houses. And there's a whole opening scene where a cigar lands on or something starts on fire, Miss Bumblebee, and the guy comes and goes, Miss Bumble, oh, Ladybug, not Bumblebee, Miss Ladybug, your house is on fire, your children are home, and then she runs, and all the bugs are trying to put the fire out and save them. I mean, it taps into that stuff you remember as a child, those nursery rhymes and those storybooks, and it brings it all to life. And so Hoppity finds, I'm telling you the story, Hoppity finds this young couple in this building with this beautiful garden, and he's a beginning songwriter, and he's writing a song called Castle in the Air, which is a beautiful theme. It's a beautiful song that the theme plays throughout the entire movie, and he's hoping to sell it and get a check, and the check does come, and Mr. Beetle finds it and tries to hide it from him, because if he doesn't get the check, they're going to tear his house down and the garden, the beautiful garden that Hoppity found for all his friends, and build this skyscraper, this giant skyscraper. So it's a race against time at the end. My God, I love this movie. It's so crazy. It's so great. It's from the Max Fleischer Studios, who did the Superman shorts and the great film Gulliver's Travels. It is known for being a box office bomb because it was released 2 days before the attack on Pearl Harbor, and nobody wanted to go see a movie like this after, the Japs bombed Pearl Harbor. Sorry, my Japanese friends, but I said that. I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, yeah, the attack on Pearl Harbor. And so it bombed, and then Paramount bought out the studio, and they changed the name, and they released it as Hoppity Goes to Town, because it was originally called Mr. Bug Goes to Town. And it didn't do well at the theaters, because, again, nobody wanted to see it. So it's been put away and hidden, and it's never been on VHS. It's never been on DVD. Legitimately, it has been copied and illegally put out there, and you could buy them on eBay now illegally. There's a full version of the movie on YouTube right now. Not a very good copy, but yeah, it's one of these long lost films. It's one of these films that I wish Criterion would find and maybe pick up and remaster. I heard it was remastered recently and played in New York at a few theaters. A beautiful print. But who knows where that is now. But I would love Criterion to pick it up, remaster it, clean it up, put it on Blu-ray, and release it with a bunch of extras with the entire history. But it's one of those movies that just gets me in the heart, and I grew up loving, and I'm so glad to have found a copy. I downloaded this. I found a copy back in the early 2000s, and I have never watched it. And tonight I'm watching it, and just, oh my God, it's like a time machine. It just brings me right back. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And since I posted the thing on Facebook, there's a few friends that popped up and says, I remember watching this as a kid. My mom used to tell me to watch this. I have this on VHS somewhere buried. Copies, wherever they came from. But it's funny because I actually mentioned while watching this that the characterizations are so really unique and cool, and slash, I'm a fan of The Big Bang Theory. I know a lot of people hate that show and it's going to go on forever or whatever, but I just got the realization that I envisioned Sheldon being Hoppity and Honey being Penny, and they're in love, and their apartment building is going to be torn down for a skyscraper, and Leonard, who plays Mr. Beetle, is all for it. And then you got Howard and Raj playing the mosquito and the fly as the henchmen, and then all the other little outstanding characters being characters. Either in a Halloween episode they would dress up and reference this movie, or it would be like a two-parter where Sheldon falls asleep watching it and imagines in a dream this story. I think that would be so perfect. And I wrote in the Facebook message that if I was in Hollywood pitching ideas to TV shows, I'd say do something like this, because there is a very small fan base that remembers this, and it would be a beautiful homage to this Max Fleischer cartoon. Anyway, I'm going to try to wrap it up now. I'm saying I'm going to wrap it up now. Why would I do that? Anyway, it's on YouTube, like I said. It's not a great copy, but find a copy of Hoppity Goes to Town or Mr. Bug Goes to Town and watch it. If you have kids, let your kids watch it. The animation is beautiful. Max Fleischer did rotoscoping before rotoscoping was a thing. So the human characters, as like in Gulliver's Travels and Superman, the animation is very bizarre because they drew right over the original human actor in the film, and it moves so oddly but humanistically, while all the other characters are rubbery, very Disney-like and fluid. But anyway, I love the music. I love the movie. I love the story. The music I probably love because I grew up listening to the music from the 40s and 50s and things like that. So big band stuff. So anyway, old Roger D for Thursday Throwback Theatre with a very odd and unique film, Hoppity Goes to Town. Please find it, check it out, and that's it. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.